Hey everyone, it's Matt. Welcome to Unbearable 73. So today I'm going to be, I've now watched Wheel of Time, the first few episodes, so you're not going to be screaming and ranting. I'm not going to do that to you guys. But I'm basically going to play the episode. You'll see a chunk of it at the bottom. You won't hear anything. You'll just see the subtitles flash and the timing on the player. So if you wanted to do this with me and hear what I'm talking about while I'm doing it, you could load it up in Amazon or wherever else and play it alongside what I'm saying. Now I know, I'm not going to edit this down. It's going to be an hour-long video, okay? I will have like a 10-minute sort of general review of it that I post with this as well. So bear in mind that. Not everyone's going to be interested in my hour-long take on the thing. I get that. Maybe you want to watch 10 minutes of it, or maybe you're bored, you want to listen while on the bus or something. Whatever, I'm going to get my thoughts out. Now, I did watch them with the questionnaires, so I got my rant over there, so I'm just going to say what I think. Full-on book series spoilers, okay? Full-on spoilers for the shit show as well, okay? So let's get into it. So let's start with the number one problem you are confronted when you start the season of the Wheel of Time. They did it last season with Moraine and her bullshit, and they're doing it again with Moraine and her bullshit. Here's how the Wheel of Time season should open. Written by Robert Jordan, who, created it. I mean, far be it. The Wheel of Time turns, and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legend fades to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave it birth comes around. In one age, called the Third Age by some, an age yet to come, an age long past, a wind rose in the mountains of mist. The wind was not the beginning. There are neither beginnings nor endings to the turning of the Wheel of Time, but it was a beginning. And then it goes on to lead you into the text as it takes you where that wind goes through the passage. That was the opening for book one basically, right? And every Wheel of Time book opens that way. Every Wheel of Time season should open that way. Okay, so right away we get instead we get Show Rain. I'm not even gonna call her Moraine anymore. She's Show Rain. So we'll start with Show Rain talking. We have a recap, so we got a recap of Amazon Prime, and we have Show Rain talking about with her version of the opening. So is she replacing Robert Jordan now? Is that the thing? No, she didn't just become the main character of the TV show. She's now the main character of the creator. She replaced Robert Jordan now. I mean, I used to like Rosamund Pike as an actress. I respected her work. I'm not saying I liked everything she did, but so the element of truth there. The Dark One, okay. So let's finish with Show Rain's intro here. Okay, let's. I'll give them mild credit. They did say that the Dark One corrupted the One Power so that men couldn't use it without going mad. Technically, they corrupted the male half of the aspect of the One Power, Sidin, which get virtually no reference other than old tongue dropped by Luz Theron Telemann in the total character assassination of Luz, which is the worst thing in this whole series. Okay, in the whole series, the worst moment of the first 8 plus these 3 episodes is the character assassination of Luz Theron Telemann. Okay, so that being said, it was in Luz Theron Telemann's strike on Sheo Ghul to seal the Dark One away in some attempt with the 100 companions, where all male eyes to die, because Letra, convinced all the women that he was wrong and that they just. Anyway, long convoluting this. There was one little bit of truth in there, but then we get this listens to the wind part. You know who listens to the wind? Nynaeve. Okay, and we're gonna see this in these 3 episodes where they attempt to bolster Nynaeve's character. She's basically being portrayed as as the way Rand should be portrayed, right? As the best, the most powerful channeler coming into their own. They're basically ignoring Rand's journey in the books and showing Nynaeve go on this journey, which is not Nynaeve's actual journey from the books, which was superior to this. Okay, and Nynaeve was the one who could listen to the wind. Again, the one who mad this scene here, the with the lightning bolt was Rand doing that, not anyway. Again, so again, this is Moraine, or excuse me, Shorain emasculating Rand. I know we're talking last season, but you need to understand the framing for this. Okay, so what actually happened at the Eye of the World was the Eye of the World was a protected source of Sidin, pure, uncorrupted by the taint Sidin. Okay, and all the male channelers wanted it, right? But it was being hidden away from them, right? So, well, that was hidden away from the ones who were created over the thousands of years. But then the Forsaken came out, and they knew about it. So they were trying to get there. Ishmael in particular, because he wanted he could have used that to destroy Rand and everything. So now not that Shorain knew that, not that even Moraine knew that, and Moraine knew that in the but by getting there, what happened is Rand was able to tap that pure, uncorrupted Sidin and use that to defeat Ishmael, right? And to do the thing that to defeat that army that's coming from the Blight. So it wasn't the female channelers who did that or whatever. It was Rand. It was supposed to be a big Rand moment. The Dragon Reborn striking a blow against the dark, a double blow. But no. Not only do they not have the big pool of Sidin in there, okay, because they have Shorain give him an Angreal, so she's the one who gives him the power to defeat, not the previous male channelers who would have trapped it in the eye before it got corrupted, or somehow filtered it out, put it in a way, maybe it was female and male working together who put a pool of Sidin in there to prepare for the Dragon Reborn. That's possible too. I read Jordan's notes. But no, this was Shorain's show. She's the one who made him able to do this. And where do we start? Now, do we start with the main character? No, we start with the. This is the Dark Friend Social, which we talked about on multiple videos. So the building looks cool. It's a real building. They just used it for this. You'll hear some of my complaints about this. So that's a Tinker girl based on her outfit. She's a child of the Tinkers. Now, at first you think, well, she's just playing while her parents are at the Dark Friend Social or whatever, right? So in the book, the Dark Friend Social was a huge meeting of the Dark Friends, while one of the Forsaken, Ishmael, was basically threatening them to do it because he had been given orders by the Dark One, and he was like lording it over. Because Ishmael is not the character here that's being shown in the show. He doesn't act anything like that. He's more of a ranting ranting like a ranting menacing presence, right? So initially we're given leave to think that this little girl is there with one of these couple of dark friends, okay? We will call back to this later, I think, in episode 3, though. So Ishmael pretends to be the Dark One in the first 2 books. And in the actual books, the Dark One wants Rand to be turned. Okay, it's full on spoilers here. So if you haven't read all the books, for the next minute, stop your. While I have my hands up, okay, which you'll see. This when I do this, you should not listen if you don't want to be spoiled by stuff after book 4 or 5. Okay, right. In fact, after book 3, since the season has books 2 and 3. Anything after book 3 that I mentioned, I'll double fist in the air. So you should know that. So double fist in the air means spoiler after book 3. It looks like, based on how the Wheel of Time works, the Dark One needs Rand to actually go over to his side to truly win. Okay? Based on how it ended. So, spoilers over. You don't actually kill people is how you prove it. You help people instead of eating them or burning them or whatever. Now, what if you dark people didn't make him that way? But that's a. He's hungry. I would pay money if someone could edit into this show this little girl, whenever they're Trolloc raids, riding on his back like Master Blaster, going, "Food there, big guy! Food there, big guy!" and pointing at people for him to eat. Just edit her into a Trolloc on every single time we see Trollocs attacking, like riding his shoulders like Master Blaster. I'm just hungry. Imagine it now. He has like a backpack. They should have paid the little girl who played Leia to play this kid. It would have made perfect sense. By the way, based on those symbols, those are the sigils. There are 8 of them, and it looks like they're only using 8 Forsaken in this show. Okay. Can we have Robert Jordan's intro here? No. Even though we see a mountain where wind could be blowing in, this would be maybe a nice opportunity to do Robert Jordan's opening to the Wheel of Time. Nope, we don't get that. But we get Showrain, the star of the Wheel of Prime. Go to hell, Rosamund Pike. You claim to be a fan of the books, and you let them do this to the books? Go to hell. That's, woman's burden. And this sounded like they stole the music from The Godfather. Now, that is a giant stone tub, okay? I just want to point out, rather than do the stupid thing she's doing here, it would be much simpler to put a little stone hearth on one side of it and put some hot coals in there to warm the stone to warm the water. It'll be much simpler to do that, okay? That's how someone would have done it with a giant stone tub in the real world. My Roman ancestors were experts at that crap. Also, Rosamund Pike is actually an attractive woman, okay? And this is another stupid thing they do in this show. They just keep over and over again making even women who are attractive, if not, as attractive as they should be for the Aes Sedai or other female characters. And we'll get to the abomination of abominations later. Even if they have it, they make them look less attractive, right? So this is a callback to the bath scene where she made the water warmer with the power. I'm gonna say severed. So severed is the term from the Age of Legends that refers to gentling or stilling. Stilling is what you do to a female channeler. Um, Gentling to a male channeler. I'm just gonna say severed because of my that's what my brain. I may say the other two as well, but so she's been severed or stilled. Actually, she may have been burnt out, which is different. So here, the only person in this entire series who is in shape and shows all Henny must have it in a contract. They must have said, "Well, Dan, we're gonna make people who look good less look good." And Dan Henny's like, "Fuck that. I keep myself in shape. I want you better have some pose down scenes for me. So I'm playing an elite warrior. You know, you're gonna show me in shape, and I'm not gaining weight. You better not make me look fat, or you bet you know." And I mean, I'm not. I'm 25% okay with making the all the Borderlanders Asians. Okay, not in a sense, if they're gonna diversify, that's one way to do it. Even though it's a stupid way to do it, right? So they've basically looks like they've merged two characters here. Um, there were two Aes Sedai sisters, Ven Vendana and Adelace. We were talking about in the questioners. And what they've done is replace Vendana with Varen. And this is the beginning of Varen, the sabotage of Varen's character as well. Varen is an intellect. Varen is like Sherlock Holmes or Batman. She's constantly thinking and deducing stuff. Okay, she's mentally one step ahead of everyone. It's why she succeeds at what she does. Book spoilers. Okay, Varen very intelligently infiltrates the Dark One, the Dark Friends, and does them all in at the end, and gets perfect revenge for having been forced to become a Dark Friend. Uh, so this is Bel Doman or Bel Showman because he does not sound like Bel Doman. Bel Doman does not have this heavy Scottish accent. Real Moraine would not dismiss Lan that way, nor would Lan accept that dismissal. So we're 12 minutes in and almost nothing has happened. Oh, here we got a queen. She's wearing her novice. Oh, by the way, it will come up. You see how there's no like real barriers to falling over and stuff. So that's Leanne Sedai. Um, here's this. They turn Alana into a total slut. Like every scene with Alana in it, she's leering at people and sexual, and she's dropping sexual entendres and double entendres. Now this is a scene that kind of does happen in the books, but only in particular when Elaine's brothers Galan and Galad are there, because especially Galad, who is ridiculously handsome. Gawain is too, but he's not like Galad. Who, And why do I say Galad? Because it's an abbreviation in Georgian mind of Galahad. So, sorry, Galahad. So that's why I say it that way. And why do I say Gawain instead of Gawain? Because Sir Gawain. I use the Arthurian pronunciations for anytime I see it that way. Oh, yeah, that's another one. Suan Sanche, the Amerlin, one of the pivotal characters in the books, is just not there in these episodes. You know, oh, there's the this. I will give this actress who plays Nynaeve credit. Um, she's trying. I have a feeling she read the books. By the way, they're not. They're Jordan calls them the five powers. Okay. She's using wood style. She's the first Hokage reborn. She's gonna grow a tree in the dirty water. There was less water in the glass than when she poured it. I've seen stage magicians do this better. Anywho, I will give I think the actress who plays Nynaeve read the books and is attempting to actually act like Nynaeve. Okay, she does the gestures. You can see her sort of trying to be perpetually angry, and when the anger is not there, then she feels vulnerable. You can see the actress is trying. I don't blame most of the actresses other than Pike at this point. By the way, so Alana leers at Egwene, and now she's sneering at. Now she not quite. So Robert Jordan actually has a power scaling, and on the ranks, Nynaeve is about 5 ranks above Egwene. Now this right here, what she does is 100% Nynaeve. It's one of the short right. It's about to happen. Well, it happens after this bit, you know. Right here. This is something Book Nynaeve would do. Because Book Nynaeve mistrusts all the Aes Sedai and burns in anger at them, you know, because that's how she functions. She gets angry. Anyone she perceives as hurting people she cares about, that she feels she has to protect, she gets angry at them, okay? And what largely carries her through the early parts is her anger at Moraine, because she thinks Moraine is endangering everyone. Now, Yes, yes, Alana, you're right. This whole show is a mistake. So now we begin a character journey for Leandrin, which makes no sense. But let's go over to Perrin. Who out broccoli each other, Perrin or Loyal? And Loyal has gained like 50 pounds between seasons. The actor. He gets even bigger as episodes go on. By the way. This sounds like they stole the Star Wars, the Mandalorian music. Now the dude who plays Uno, man, he really like goes for it. Like he's always doing manly poses, and he's like one of the best visual things. All cattle are breastfed. There's Massima back there. So this is the random introduction of a character named Elias, who parents should have met last season. They have a blind actor playing him. The dude's walking like he's blind. That was Massima. So this is something Fane does. He kills people. So that little girl, we think, is the little girl at the Dark Friends social. And this vision, we're debating because there were visions along the way when the actual party going for Horn of Valir, which was Rand and Perrin, along with the Shanirians, and Loyal Hotel. So they, we don't know if they're indicating that it was Perrin's wolf dream, wolf link abilities that showed him the vision, or if it was like the the sort of visuals they were getting along the road when they were chasing them. You know. And they apparently just excised a character who could sort of track evil. I guess is the best way to put it. Sniffer, a Schnerian character. They've edited him out and have a parent fulfilling that role. Quellandar is not made from the One Power. The One Power is used to a particular talent that some people have the One Power have can make Quellandar. So we know the bond is gone, which happens when an Aes Sedai gets stilled or severed. That if a water bond will be broken. So, okay. So in the actual books, um, Lan and Moraine have a big brother little sister relationship. Okay, he is the stoic big brother who loves his and wants to protect his little sister. She is the more playful little sister who knows when her big brother around she can relax. When they're off mission she's serious, but around Lan she should relax. She should tease him a little bit, you know. So with the bond broken, however, if Lan would never leave Moraine. But if he was going to go away, he would return to the borderlands. Now, I think, and so in book spoilers, people, book 3 spoilers, so I'm not going to do the fists. In the book, Moraine got a vision of her death. She knew when she was going to die, or she was told by some deceptive entities when she might die, so to speak, is the best way to put it, right? I think what's in that paper is going to lead her to knowing that information. Okay? I think she's had, or no, I think she's had the vision, a vision when she was being affected by all that power, and knows her confrontation with a particular character is when she dies. And I think that bit of information on the paper will show her, it leads along that path. Okay. The Aes Sedai didn't technically invent it. The Diaz Darime, the great game, which is played most heavily in Carhane, appears to have arisen out of the fall of Arthur Hawkwing's kingdom. She says shallows, not shadows, with the subtitle there. Because a river will go into the oceans or seas couldn't go into over the deep water. They have to stay in the shallows along the coast because of the riverboat. And again, this is show nonsense. Um, Doman in the books gave his Koandar and other artifacts to one of the Shanshan. That's where he should be now with the Shanshan. This is nonsense. So no sign of Rand practicing the sword. We get that a little bit later. Okay. No. So or using the power. Well, we have Moraine basically being pseudo Rand. Yes, they're Alana's water for her menage a trois polyamory bullshit. The green Aja has multiple waters because of the battle Aja. So they train to empower multiple waters so they can fight the dark. Okay, they train in battle and tactics, battlefield tactics and whatnot. Oh God. Back to Alana. So not instead of sitting on her couch, she's sitting on the floor for no apparent reason. By the way, she's on floor cushions or whatever. This is how the Aiel wise women in their tents are with Elaine. So I doubt we're ever going to see Egwene, who is mentored by Amis, Melanie, and Sorlea, the three of the El wise women who are from Rand's. Like she was mentored by them. She had learned a lot of the One Power unintentionally from the Shanshan. She learned more from them, but she learned her dreamer abilities from the Aiel. We're never going to see that, in my opinion. We're just never going to see it. So, but they're stealing that sort of cultural bit for this. Oh God, why are they having Alana sexualize everything? And Egwene, the actress, is playing like she's being creeped on by an older woman, which technically is what is happening. These stupid idiots in the show don't even understand what they're writing. Oh, it's being of the hate relationship. I think the actress who plays Leandra has like a double hinged jaw. Like she can open up wide enough to swallow human infants whole. This is stupid. Eh. Yeah, the Red Aja hate men. That's the part of their gimmick. But the reason they have waters is because one, they're not allowed to harm people with one power except under extreme circumstances. Two, you can still be shivved in the night. You can be shot with an arrow unawares. You can be poisoned and all sorts of stuff like that. And then why did she hit her in the womb or the vagina? That's where that weave hits. And while you're doing this, if you had a water, you could stop a guy from behind and gutting you while you did that. But hey. Okay, so that's actually book Nynaeve. Anger gets her over the top. Use the dark side. Give in to your anger and your hate. No, they're right because, well, in Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time, not Amazon's Wheel of Prime, to channel Sidar, you must submerge yourself in it. You must surrender to it and flow with it and become sort of one with it. It's almost like the Jedi will of the Force for a way of using the Force. Okay, and that's what Nynaeve can't do. She can't fully surrender to it because of her blocks. She wants to protect herself. She can't trust the power she would gain through surrendering to the Source, as it were. So no, you can't. So what they're saying basically is the Red Aja channel like men in the book, where they embrace the Source and control it. That's not how it works in the actual book. Men and women are balanced. Men have to embrace and control and use their anger and emotions to ride it like a wild horse, whereas the women have to sort of, it's like the ocean with a vast current, that to submerge themselves in it and flow with it and just redirect it and guide it to where they want. And men and women bring balance, yin and yang. And because they work together with their power, they can do more than either could accomplish, I don't think there are enough bodies there for what happened. Why does Perrin look constipated? Well, also, because Uno is like an enlisted man, whereas Engar is an actual lord. Anger, hostility towards the opposition. Anger, hostility towards the opposition. None of this happened in the book. They're wasting time with all these made-up scenes, when if they had just used what Jordan wrote in the book, the story would be further along, more meaningful, and better written. Layla, you got me on my knees. Before I axed her. Yep, because that's how Padan Fane rolls. There's 15 more minutes of this crap. There's a rage inside of me. Don't sound like it's growing, bro. I can't help myself. So in the book, Pippin struggles trying to find. He doesn't want to be violent. He's of the three of them, Matt, Ren, and Pippin. Pippin. Perrin is the most opposed to violence of the three. He wants to be like a blacksmith, a creator, someone who builds, not a destroyer. Why does Henny look constipated? Moraine's not an Aes Sedai anymore because she's been severed. This is full on stupid. None of this happened in the books. More constipation. That thing, the director goes, okay, you're going to look constipated and you're going to talk. Then you're going to talk and you're going to look constipated. They will make enough pain relief to watch this. I think I'll take a nap after this and come back and film the other two afterwards. So Beltane is a spring festival. It's like the spring. It's the first day of spring type of festival. And it was Beltane and the Two Rivers when the events began. So that means it's been a year since then. And there's a 5-month time skip at the end of season 1 to the beginning of this shit show. 45 minutes in, and the main character of the Wheel of Time has not appeared in the Wheel of Prime yet. This ain't better, man. So there's no explanation. We know that Moiraine is blackmailing Leandrin into doing this, but there's no logic to what Leandrin is doing and why. Like in the book, Matt had to be after the events of the first book. He goes back to Tar Valon with them, and they finally sever him from. Well, before going back to Tar Valon. No, actually, what's it? Book 3. Eventually, he gets to Tar Valon, and he has to have a ritual where they fully break him from the dagger. And when they do that, he has to eat a lot of food for a long time because his body is depleted. So they're kind of going with that here. They're skipping they're having Moiraine having done it on her own. Oh, it's Perrin's wedding ring. He's giving it up. Oh, he puts it back. He can't give it up. Forty-eight minutes and no Rand. Oh, what do we have here? Rapid cuts, which take away the impact of the scenes. Oh, we have the Matt Shank redemption. By the way you would do that is not to stick the knife in and wiggle it. You would, or the spoon or whatever he's using, you would scrape it across the mortar, and the mortar would just erode off. Because once the mortar dries, that old style mortar, it's not like modern day mortar, which sets up like rock itself. It just becomes a solid sort of paste that beds around it and holds it together. Oh look, we finally have a Rand sighting. 49 minutes in. And literally 10, not even 10 seconds of Rand. Most is 2. Because in their history, in the book, in 1,000 years or more, 2 women were severed. We use telephones and telegrams. That's it, Lynn. Sit down and shut up. A lifelong leader being told to sit down and shut up, which is probably true. The show done you wrong, too. This is full on stupid. Like she's gonna ride out. Like there's a million different ways she could go. Not a million, but like 500, let's say. 500 different paths she could ride. And she's gonna ride right into the Mirdrals, the Fades. Like they could have taken 500 paths of their own, and they're just gonna meet up there, right? Well, what are we doing here? Why would that even kill one of them? And of course, we're going to get the emasculation of Lan. Why he would jump and yell when he could just run up and kill the guy. Lan should be able to beat 2 of them. This is stupid. Lan is an elite warrior who can take on these guys, and they're making him look weak. Now, this is stupid, too. Well, she's trying to channel, right? Why would they Lan's a blade master, and they made him look weak. Rosebud. 58 minutes. End of the episode. 10 seconds of Rand. And that has been my thoughts, episode 1. I'll probably do a 10-minute, just consolidated version of that for those who don't want to watch it. But so one of the thoughts. They start out just as bad as they started out last season. Didn't get any better. Your main character ran 10 seconds of screen time. They could have edited that crap down to 35 minutes. They ruined more book characters. Yeah, that's about it. My name is Matt. This has been another episode of Unbearable 73. I don't know if you're going to watch to the end, but if you are, thank you very much. If not, if you watch 10 minutes of this, thank you. Give me a like if you can. Share your thoughts down below. I am Matt.